Hey Model Maniacs, Dirk here, getting ready to do that all-important kit review so that you, the model junkie, can make an informed decision on what kits you want to buy. Today, we're going to look at the first figure in the James Bond collection from Polar Lights, originally Aurora, and this is the Odd Job figure. Yes, Odd Job was that big bodyguard for Mr. Goldfinger that threw the derby. Little derby there. Threw that derby and it would slice the head of statues off. Yes, he had this anger issue against statues, armless statues at that. Go figure. Anyway, this kit is cool. Oh, it appears to be cool so far. We haven't taken a look at it yet, but that's what we're going to do. The reason we're doing this is because, well, this kit originally came out in 1966 from Aurora Models. Okay, it was part of the collection of models, figure models they were doing back in the time, and I don't think it's changed much since then. I think it's all the same mold. It's just been Aurora went away and Polar Lights happened to scoop up these kits and molds and everything, and they reproduced this and reissued this back in 1999, I believe it was. If I'm off a year or two or a decade, so be it. Still, it was a re-release, not a retool. Okay, it's the same old model, same thing, and well, it made it for us to build them again. It's really cool because if you go back and look, I remember a couple years ago when I got back into the hobby and I was looking for figures. I remember coming across a couple of the Aurora kits on eBay, and they were going for quite a bit of money, a lot more than I was willing to pay at the time. But now, with the Polar Lights kits out here, this makes it affordable because they cost a lot less. So, to be fair, I'm not sure if these are still available now as in brand new. I mean, you can go on eBay and you can find them. I did find this on eBay at a very, very reasonable price, I thought. So, of course, I picked it up. But let's take a look at this thing, okay, before we go any farther. That's what we're here for anyway, right? You don't want to hear me prattling on like a tool that I am. All right, right off the bat, look at this box. This is a nice high gloss box. This is, I mean, I bought this seeing a picture on eBay, which wasn't that impressive to be fair. I opened the box today when I got this, and it was like, wow, this thing jumps at you. Nice, bright, glossy blocks, lots of colors. You got yellows and greens and black and red, and it's just really nice. The box top gives you a artist rendering of the kit. This isn't what the kit actually looks like. It's a rendering of the kit, and you'll see what I mean when we open it up. But it is really nice. It's eye-catching. It's very nice. You've got your standard boxing from Polar Lights, you can see on the side, with the dark colors and the nice the dark background with the nicely colored sides. Who it is, Odd Job from Goldfinger, another picture from the top, Polar Lights, and it follows around all around the box. It's pretty much the same thing. Nothing exciting here really, except for the nice bright colors. Back of the box, plain Jane. Look, oh, it just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's gone again. Silly me. I'm not a magician, but I play. Anyway, the box itself is 13 inches long, or tall in this case. It's 5 inches wide, and it's about 2 inches deep. And inside it contains some parts. Let me readjust the camera and we'll take a look inside. Okay, so here we are. We got our box laying down flat, and I already cracked the cellophane. I was lucky enough to get this. It was completely sealed. Everything inside was bagged. As you know, I already opened it, took all the bags off the cellophane, so there's no crinkling, which is really freaking annoying on camera, and the camera loves to pick that stuff up. Or the microphone's not the camera itself, but you know what I mean. So let's take a look inside. So inside this kit, you've got instructions and you've got some parts. Instructions are just, a little billfold here. You open it up, folded in quarters. It's got a rendering of our character here on the front under the Polar Lights. It talks about him here. Reads not about him, but just about assembling this model. Okay, the very back page, because it's really like your booklets. So this is the front. You open it up. It's got your parts breakdown. All the different parts and everything to make this into Odd Job. Okay? And it gives you some instructions along the way and color callouts and stuff like that. Your color callouts over here. Not a lot involved in this. It's very simplistic. Again, this came out in the 60s, and as you may well know, kits from the 60s, especially figure kits, were very, very basic. So I was not really going to be expecting a lot here, but it's pretty nostalgic and could be very fun to build. Okay, on the back you've got these other cool kits from Aurora, Polar Lights. Yeah, they got all the molds. But anyway, you can see here. I'm not going to get into them because we don't need to, but yeah, it's kind of neat, right? So, if you're interested, go to www.polarlights.com. Yes, visit us on the web at www.polarlights.com. Alright, so enough of that. Inside we got our parts. Parts pretty much fill the box for the most part. Plastic is a very cream color. It looks very nice. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not seeing any flash on this, and it's very crisp and clean. So maybe this was retooled. I'm not sure, but it really does look crisp. It does not look like a mold from the 60s. Okay, now parts. We've got 3 sprue trees in here. We've got 3 free-flowing parts in here, which means they weren't attached to a tree. And then overall, we've got 22 parts to make our Odd Job figure. So let's take a look and see what we got here, okay? Adjust the camera here so you can get a good look, and let's zoom in here. And as we're going to focus in right here, the very first part is the infamous Deadly Bowler, okay? There's the bowler. Kind of neat, very cool, right? Got some, little bit of dents in it and everything. Looks nice. And then you've got a fan out. You've got his arms, or a arm here, and you can see the nice folds and everything like that. Very crisp, very clean. It's actually very nice. Okay, no texture to it. It's not like a cloth texture like you see on some kits, but it is nicely done, I think. The next tree. The next tree has a tree on it. Yes, this is part of the base. Again, going back to these old kits, they take a character from a movie and they just throw the bases and other parts into it that just don't have anything to do with the movie. Odd Job. If I remember correctly, I have to go back and look at the movie, and I'm sure I will before I build this, but there was no tree in the movie. I don't know. I don't remember that. Or maybe there was. Wasn't there a scene when they were hunting? But you've got your tree parts, which, come in, take a look. Look at that grain. All right, pretty cool. You've got the Odd Job nameplate, which is nice. Then you've got a gun stock and barrel, which was broken in half, I presume. If I remember correctly, there was a... I think he did break a gun in the movie. Maybe I'm wrong. And then you've got a leaf. That's kind of silly, but anyway, that's what that is. You can see the back side of that, nicely detailed. The gun doesn't look too bad either. Next sprue, halves of shoes. 4 pieces make up the shoes. You got a left and a right, a left and a right, a left and a right to make the right, and a left and a right to make the left. I'm getting all kinds of rhymey and stuff. I'm not sure what this part here is right here at my finger, but you've got that. You've got his tie, which is funny because it's very, if I do it at this angle here, you can see how it curves to the roundness of Odd Job's belly. He had a big belly. Hands here, smooth, not a lot of detail in them, but they look like hands, so I guess we're okay. Oh, that's what it is. If you see here, he's missing his thumb. This part over here that I was talking about before, that's his thumb. So it's 2 hands, which is 9 fingers, and a thumb. Cool. Next, we got his back of his head. He was a bald guy, so there's not a lot of detail there. Okay, but you got the back of his head. Oh no, I take that back. There's texture and hair. Okay, I'm a fool. But anyway, he does have hair, there's texture there. And then you've got the front of his face. Okay, if we catch that right, the light's kind of washing it out, but not too bad. I wouldn't say it's the spitting image of him, but it's kind of close. Kind of close. I mean, if you put this figure in front of those cameras that can identify that can identify people out of a crowd, it might say it's Odd Job. I don't know. It's all right though. It's not bad. Again, from the 60s. Then you've got two of the free-flowing parts. Here is his body. Okay, the body is, he's very big. You got the front, typical, again, 60s and 70s, where they have the front half and the back half. Here you go. You got the back half here, front half here. Okay. Again, no texture on the pants or the jacket or anything, but you got nice wrinkles. It looks good. You can see the buttons in his shirt here. Collar detail and everything is very nice. And I will correct myself before somebody else does. I thought these were arms earlier, and they are his legs. Or one leg. It's his right leg. As you can see here. Okay? The good thing about not having a texture is you can do the seams now, and you won't destroy any of the detail. And I tell you what, look at this, just dry fitting it together like this, snap right together. Look how nice that seam is. That's not bad. I mean, that's not going to take a lot of effort. Same with under here to make that seam go away. It really shouldn't be that bad. Even somebody with my skill level might be able to make that go away. Alright, so very cool. And then the last piece we have is the base. Zoom out for the base. Alright, we've got, I don't know what this is supposed to be. You got some rocks over here. You've got some rocks over here. You've got some dirt and grass mixture over here. Looks like some drag marks. Nothing very exciting, but it's a base. It's better than nothing, right? So that's that. Inside you've got the licensing here. James Bond and 1999, which I think is when this was re-released. Goldfinger, 1964. United Artists. Okay, nothing big there, but that's the licensing information underneath. And basically, that's it. That's our Odd Job kit. He's not very involved. Okay. Now, let's see. Do this so you can look at him. Hang on. There we go. There. Okay. Now, a couple of thoughts about the kit. Okay, first off, the box is beautiful. I love the box. It's very nice. But the problem is it's got, again, a drawing or a painting of the figure. The figure does not look like this. If you compare that to this, it's a bit different. Okay, he's more hunched over, actually. I'm facing forward. Okay, more hunched like this. It's not very accurate, but I think it doesn't give a good representation of what's in the box. If I was to, for what I paid for this currently, I think it's a decent value. If you were to go for the Aurora one and you want to spend a lot of money for it, I'm not sure that it's really worth it. That's why it's nice. I mean, if you're a collector, you're going to go for the Aurora kit. If you just want to be a builder, you're going to go for the Polar Lights one, get it cheap and build it and not care about it. Again, you're looking at a sculpt from the 60s. It's not the most detailed, but in the end, it's going to give you a fairly decent representation of Odd Job. I think it'll pass. And again, if you are somebody that grew up in the 60s and 70s, this is a nostalgic kit for you. It's a walk down memory lane, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Again, just to relive your childhood, right? And it's a cool movie. Who doesn't like James Bond? So, anyway, that's the kit. I hope you found this informative. I hope that next time you're cruising Amazon or eBay or something like that and you see this and you're curious as to what's inside, you're curious, you might want to buy it. Now you know. Now you can make an informed decision whether this is the kit for you or not. So until next time, gentlemen, be strong.